Something extraordinary just happened in the Winans family, and it's got the entire gospel world buzzing. Bishop Marvin Winans, one of gospel music's most celebrated voices, honored his mother in a way no one expected. But this wasn't just a simple celebration, it was filled with surprises, emotional moments, and revelations that left fans in awe. What did Marvin say that sparked such powerful reactions? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear is both heartwarming and jaw-dropping. He's not just a gospel legend, he's part of the world-famous Winans family, a name that has shaped gospel music for decades. But this time, the spotlight isn't on a new record or a powerful sermon. It's on something far more personal: family, love, and a celebration that has touched hearts everywhere. Recently, Bishop Marvin Winans honored the woman who started it all, his mother, the beloved matriarch, Mom Winans. What unfolded left fans emotional, inspired, and deeply moved. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on that unforgettable celebration, from Marvin's heartfelt tributes to rare behind-the-scenes moments that most people never got to see. And let me tell you, some of the reactions from the Winans family, close friends, and gospel fans will leave you speechless. But here's where it gets even more powerful. This wasn't just about honoring a mother. Hidden in the smiles, tears, and tributes were deeper stories of faith, family dynamics, and personal journeys that rarely make it to the public eye. By the end of this video, you'll see why this celebration wasn't just another family gathering, it was a defining moment that shows why Marvin Winans continues to inspire millions, not only through his music, but through his devotion to faith and family. And when you hear how Mom Winans shaped this legendary family, raising gospel giants like Marvin, Carvin, BB, and Cece, you'll understand why her legacy continues to shine so brightly. For decades, Mom Winans has been the quiet force behind one of gospel's most legendary families. While her children built careers that touched the world, she stayed in the background, guiding, praying, and sacrificing without ever asking for the spotlight. But recently, that changed. Bishop Marvin Winans stepped forward to honor the woman who made it all possible. And what unfolded was far more than a family gathering, it was a moving celebration of faith, sacrifice, and love. This time, Marvin didn't lead with music, he led with his heart. His tribute carried the weight of gratitude and years of untold stories. He reflected on the early struggles of the Winans family, sharing how his mother not only nurtured their gifts, but also instilled unshakable values: faith, humility, and perseverance. And it wasn't just polished words. Marvin opened up about intimate family moments, rarely shared with the public: late-night rehearsals, moments of doubt, and the quiet sacrifices Mom Winans made when no one was watching. Fans watching live couldn't help but notice his eyes glistening with emotion, a reminder that behind every legend stands a mother whose love shapes the journey. This was more than a tribute, it was a window into the heart of a family and the woman whose strength built a legacy. These weren't only tales, they offered insights into the heart of a family whose music and beliefs have influenced millions of people all over the world. Family members and close friends also performed at the occasion, each bringing a unique flair to the festivities. For example, the performance of a song dedicated to their mother by BB and Cece Winans, which combined sincere emotion with beautiful vocals, brought tears to the eyes of many in attendance. Marvin himself ended with a heartfelt speech in which he connected the influence of his mother to the strength of faith and thankfulness, reminding everyone that paying respect to one's parents is a spiritual obligation rather than merely a token gesture. Fans shared videos, pictures, and reactions on social media, which swiftly gained traction and went viral in a matter of hours. Marvin's vulnerability moved a lot of people, unusual quality in a public figure of his caliber. It was more than just a Mother's Day celebration. It was a celebration of love, family, and the frequently unnoticed sacrifices that go into creating remarkable lives. This is where a lot of people were taken aback. Marvin made references to parts of their family's past that were never acknowledged in public throughout the tribute. Even though he withheld some information, he hinted at tales of hardships, victories, and setbacks that gave Mom Winans' legacy more nuance. Fans were captivated and eager to learn more about the individual's path that resulted in this poignant moment. This homage is one of the most talked about events in gospel music lately because of the combination of sincere recognition, public joy, and subtly revealed deeper stories. The section's cliffhanger is right here. Even while the celebration was happy and motivational, Marvin's remarks implied that Mom Winans' impact is much more than anybody could have predicted. affecting not only her kids, but also innumerable followers and future generations in ways that are only now becoming clear. Though there was a lot more going on behind the scenes that few fans were able to see, the public tribute to Moments was sincere and inspirational. Bishop Marvin Winans planned more than simply a party. He planned an occasion that documented decades of family history, unsaid sacrifices, and individual victories. The celebration was genuinely amazing because of the thoughtfulness and attention to detail that went into each event. The location itself was symbolic. To start, instead of picking a generic hall or stage, Marvin picked a spot that held many sentimental moments for the Wine family, including early musical practices, spiritual milestones, and numerous family get-togethers. This decision set the tone right away, reminding both guests and onlookers that the celebration was more than a ceremonial event. It was so intimate. Marvin's intention to memorialize his mother in a way that represented her lifetime of influence was evident from the moment guests arrived. Childhood family portraits that showed Win mentoring her kids, going to church, and encouraging her family's early musical pursuits flanked the entrance. Long before the Winans family came into the public eye, these pictures told her life story visually. Many guests acknowledged that simply strolling through this gallery brought them to tears, realizing for the first time the extent of her influence on the history of gospel music. During the celebration's live tribute segment, one of the most talked about surprises occurred. Marvin asked family friends, gospel musicians, special visitors, and past pupils under Mom Winans' tutelage to share personal stories. Mom Winans was depicted in each story as a woman of undying faith, unending devotion, and unending love. One speaker shared her experience mentoring young singers who were having confidence issues, stressing the value of faith and tenacity. Another characterized her modesty by saying that she always put teaching life lessons ahead of pursuing notoriety, even in the face of her children's celebrity. An additional element of emotion was introduced by the musical performances. Although the Wan family is well known for their strong vocals, this celebration included original performances of gospel standards that were specifically selected to represent Mom Winans' personal favorites. However, BB and Cece's performance was particularly poignant, fusing decades of family history with modern energy that brought many to tears. Marvin's personal, it was more than just ceremonial involvement. His stirring sermons and sincere remarks were the evening's emotional center. Honoring one's parents is more than just a gesture of gratitude, he told the audience. It is a manifestation of spiritual dedication and gratitude for the sacrifices made for other people. The most unexpected aspect, though, was probably Marvin subtly acknowledging the difficulties and hardships the family had encountered. Marvin alluded to times of adversity, such as financial difficulties, personal uncertainties, and the strain of upholding religion and unity in the face of celebrity. Even though the Wan family is widely praised for their ability and accomplishments, these comments gave the celebration additional depth of realism by demonstrating that even the most cherished families experience difficulties and that Mom Winans' leadership was essential in getting through those times. Another side of the tale was revealed by social media responses. Fans expressed their amazement at the event's depth and intimacy in the viral celebration clips. Many people remarked on Marvin's heartfelt performance, pointing out that it was uncommon to witness a public figure so candidly show vulnerability and thanks. Others commended the celebration's emphasis on Mom's often overlooked contributions to leaving a legacy in life as well as music. This is where things start to become really interesting. According to family-friendly sources, Marvin might be planning to publish a number of in-depth interviews and behind-the-scenes videos highlighting Mom Winans' impact on gospel music. Fans are guessing that we might soon get a closer look at the little-known tales that molded one of the most famous families in gospel history. Even if nothing has been formally disclosed, this heightens the tension. Which discoveries are yet to be made public? And how will they change how the general public perceives the legacy of the Wan? This celebration's untold stories serve as a reminder that genuine legacy is frequently created in private, out of sight. The backstage work, personal tales, and close familial ties produced a deeper, richer story that still unfolds and inspires. Even though viewers saw a stunning event, the cliffhanger is right here. The ceremony paid tribute to decades of love and guidance, but it also alluded to untold struggles and lessons that molded not only Marvin Winans, but all of the Winan family members. Fans are excited and curious to see what might be disclosed in the upcoming months, because some of these lessons are now kept secret. Mom Winans is more than just the head of one of the most recognizable families in gospel music. She's the cornerstone of the Winan family's history. Although Marvin, BB, Cece, Carvin, and the rest of the family are known for their extraordinary talent, few people truly understand the part she had in fostering that talent, fostering faith, and pointing each child in the direction of greatness. Her impact is not limited to the home. It touches on the core of gospel music as well as churches and communities. Her family is the first part of her legacy. Mom Winans, who balanced rigorous discipline with unwavering love, was a guiding influence in her children's development. She instilled in them the value of service, humility, and faith, teachings that will subsequently shape their private and public lives. Marvin Winans is well known among his admirers as a potent guitarist and speaker. However, Mom Winans laid the spiritual groundwork that enables him to touch people's hearts today. She placed a strong emphasis on honesty, fortitude, and devotion, not just in terms of faith, but also in the way the family conducted themselves in a world that is frequently fraught with difficulties and diversions. Mom Winans' influence on the music industry is incalculable. Even though she might not have been on stage all the time, her mentoring helped some of the finest gospel musicians develop their voices and careers. She pushed her kids to create their own distinctive styles while staying grounded in the spiritual message that characterizes gospel music, encouraging creativity while respecting tradition. Marvin Winans has frequently given his mother credit for teaching him not just the technical aspects of music, but also its soul, the emotional and spiritual depth that makes gospel music so powerful. In the community, her effect is clearly noticeable. Mom Win has always been dedicated to helping families deal with difficulties through faith and direction, sponsoring church ministries and mentoring aspiring vocalists. Her house turned into a training place for everyone looking for guidance and support. Not only professional musicians, her warmth, patience, and remarkable ability to perceive potential when others might miss it are frequently highlighted in testimonies from friends, co-workers, and mentees. Her legacy serves as living evidence that being a leader is much more than just receiving praise from others. It's about lovingly, steadily, and quietly influencing lives. Marvin Winans' celebration served as a highly visible demonstration of this legacy. Supporters saw more than simply a tribute, they saw evidence of Mom Winans' influence spreading. Every tale told, every tribute to her, and every tearful moment served as a reminder that her leadership influenced not just her kids, but the gospel music scene as a whole. The celebration struck a deep chord because of this. It was about celebrating decades of influence, passion, and inspiration rather than just one woman. The legacy of Mom Winan is also intimate. Lessons that transcend music and religion were emphasized in Marvin Winans' remarks during the event. He talked on tenacity, empathy, and the value of maintaining family harmony. These teachings are ingrained in the Wan family's public accomplishments, but they also show how each child has grown personally. In a time when fame frequently eclipses morality, Mom Winans' leadership made sure her kids were raised with values that would endure not only fame, but also hardships and strain. She also has an impact on her followers and the larger gospel community. The music of the Wan family has impacted millions of people worldwide, yet many may not be aware of the invisible hand that molded that talent. The basis for gospel music's current inspirational impact was laid by Momin's insight, guidance, and spiritual leadership. Her legacy is evident in every note sung, every message spoken, and every person touched, from church choirs to international events. And this is a strong argument that keeps fans interested. Even after decades of effect and influence, Mom Winans maintains her modesty and privacy. She has never pursued personal celebrity. Her life, however, has had a significant impact on the history of gospel music. Her tale is so captivating because of this paradox, her immense impact combined with her gentle humility. In addition to paying tribute to her, Marvin Winans' public celebration offers fans a unique opportunity to see the breadth of her accomplishments and the sacrifices she made behind the scenes. Here's the cliffhanger though. Even while a large portion of her legacy is publicly honored, Marvin made a suggestion during the tribute that there are still untold tales, difficult times, moments of faith, and tenacity that influence the family in ways that have not yet been recorded. These unspoken teachings imply that the entire significance of Mom Winans' leadership may only now be becoming clear, and that her wisdom will continue to help future generations in ways that are beyond our current comprehension. To put it briefly, Mom Winans is more than merely the source of gospel myths. She represents faith, fortitude, and subdued strength. Her impact is felt in the community, family, music, and ministry. Marvin Winans' celebration was more than just a passing remembrance. A lifetime of molding hearts, minds, and souls was publicly acknowledged. Additionally, it serves as a reminder to admirers and followers that every renowned person has an unsung hero who has an incalculable impact. Bishop Marvin Winans recently organized a celebration of Mom Winans that went beyond a simple family get-together. It was a lesson in appreciation, love, and the enormous influence one person can have on a great number of lives. In addition to the intensity of emotion on show, many fans were moved by the timeless truths woven into every word, gesture, and performance of Marvin's emotional homage. The importance of respecting people who influence us is among the most striking lessons learned. Everyone was reminded by Marvin's homage that appreciation and acknowledgement are important, particularly for those who subtly create the groundwork for success. Mom Winans devoted her life to developing her children's gifts, fostering their faith, and providing them with compassionate and wise guidance. Her legacy shows that not all influence comes from celebrity. It's about the lives impacted and the principles transmitted. Marvin's public recognition of his mother serves as a potent reminder to respect those who have helped us achieve our goals in a society that is frequently preoccupied with self-promotion. The significance of maintaining family togetherness is another poignant lesson. It was evident how strong family ties are when the Wan family came together to commemorate Mom Win. In a time when public pressure, celebrity, and success may strain relationships, the Wanden family provided a unique example of unity, love, and respect. Marvin's remarks highlighted that their accomplishments were group successes rather than individual ones, based on common ideals and the steadfast encouragement of a mother who had complete faith in them. Lessons on faith and humility were also imparted at the festivity. The impact of Mom Winans goes beyond her skill or accomplishment. It stems from her capacity to maintain her composure, empathy, and loyalty in the face of adversity. In his homage, Marvin emphasized how the family's faith helped them get through tough times, personal hardships, professional demands, and the difficulties of growing up in the public eye. Viewers get a priceless lesson from this. Genuine impact comes from how we live, not just what we achieve, and success is incomplete without integrity, humility, and spiritual grounding. The occasion served as a reminder to gospel music lovers of the lasting value of mentoring and direction. The life of Mom Winans serves as a reminder that behind every gifted person lies a mentor whose insight and support can mean the difference between goals unrealized and potential realized. Marvin's stories, which were filled with personal tales, hardships, and victories, provided a striking example of this reality. It demonstrated that leaving a lasting legacy is based on both one's own accomplishments and the constructive influence one has on the paths of others. The celebration's relatability contributes to its emotional appeal as well. Even while not many of us were raised in the Wan family, the values of appreciation, deference, and family loyalty are universal. Seeing Marvin publicly show his love and respect for his mother inspires viewers to think about their own relationships and how they pay tribute to the people who have influenced their lives. It was more than just a tribute. It was a call for everyone to celebrate the unsung heroes in their own lives, embrace humility, and express gratitude. The importance of narrative is yet another crucial lesson. Fans were reminded by Marvin's lectures, performances, and subliminal clues about untold family tales that every family, regardless of fortune or notoriety, has a rich history of victories, setbacks, and lessons learned. By making these tales public, Marvin not only paid tribute to his mother, but also established a strong emotional bond with his followers. This strategy demonstrates the strength of openness and vulnerability by demonstrating how sharing personal tales can encourage, uplift, and strengthen bonds. This is the intriguing revelation that enthralled a lot of viewers. Marvin suggested that what fans saw during the event was just the start of ongoing projects that could uncover even more about Mom Wan's life and impact. A new generation of gospel musicians and listeners could be inspired by the untold tales, family lessons, and mentorship experiences that are currently kept secret. Viewers were left eagerly awaiting more discoveries as a result of this cliffhanger, which maintained interest and engagement. Lastly, the emotional lesson goes beyond the actual celebration. It acts as a reminder of the lasting influence that respect, love, and recognition have on our own lives. Acknowledging the accomplishments of others builds relationships, cultivates appreciation, and promotes a culture of compassion and understanding in communities, workplaces, and families. A wonderful example of how respecting the past may enhance the present and motivate the future is Marvin Winans' celebration of Mom Wins. The event was essentially a synthesis of emotion, faith, and song that imparted teachings that went much beyond the Winans family. It demonstrated how a genuine legacy is created in silence, tended with love, and sincerely honored. In addition to being inspired, fans were reminded of the value of being thankful, accepting humility, and appreciating those who influence our lives in subtle but important ways.